CEO of your company. Let's find out more about the prestigious Asia CEO Awards from our guests today. We have the organizer, Mr. Richard Mills, and University of Asia and the Pacific Senior Vice President, Dr. Bernardo Villegas. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here in the studio. First, Mr. Mills, we want to ask you about the objective of the Asian CEO Awards.
Yes. The purpose is to promote Philippines. Philippines, many people don't know, but has emerged, we think, Bernie and I think, as an emerging economic tiger in the Asia region. And so the idea is to promote and highlight the companies doing the most to push the country ahead.
Right, and we're, of course, we're talking about the CEOs here, but can you make a comparison of how our CEOs are faring against our Asian counterparts?
Well, they're doing very well. In fact, some CEOs of multinationals in Indonesia, in Vietnam, in Thailand and Malaysia are actually Filipinos. Filipinos do very well in any geographical territory. In fact, in Indonesia, in the last century, there was no large Indonesian conglomerate that did not have top Filipino executives.
Why is that? What is the quality within with Filipinos that make them excel like that?
Well, first of all, Filipino executives have a lot of business training. Practically, all of them have MBAs, and they've also had a lot of company training among such companies as Procter & Gamble, Unilever, so their experience can match the experience of other CEOs. The second thing is Filipinos know how to handle people.
Really?
Yes, yes, because of the smooth and interpersonal relations that we have cultivated in our culture. Filipinos are among the more respected CEOs in any part of the world.
We handle people better?
Definitely.
Is that a Filipino trait or something that they got from studying and from training?
From our culture and from training. I mean, we give a lot of attention to individuals. You know, we're not cold, we're not calculating. Some other cultures may produce CEOs that are very efficient, but they have poor people relations.
Okay, let's talk about the awards again, sir. This is we interviewed you last year about the Asian CEO Awards. What's going to be different this year in the holding?
Seems bigger and better. As I mentioned, Philippines is rising star. So we were shocked at the attraction. We came from large multinational companies, American Express. You've got some of the names there, Ford and so forth. So it's become a much bigger event than we ever dreamed of. And we figure now we can move it out, make Philippines a hub for this throughout the Asia region is one idea for the future. So bigger and better.
For the finalists, did you have a difficult time in filtering out the number of nominees that were presented to you?
Yes, it was a challenge because there were many qualified candidates. Now, some of our major criteria was to identify executives, leaders, who contribute most to the economic problems of the country, which have to do with poverty, with generating employment, and with attaining what is called in our 5-year plan inclusive growth. And so if we find executives who make maximum contribution to eradicating poverty, to generating employment, and to making sure that the growth filters down, this give them high points.
Dr. Villegas, can you give us an example of how they were able to do that in their respective companies?
Well, for example, take a look at the BPO sector. You will find that a good number of the winners are from the business process outsourcing industry. And as you know, they've generated 500,000 jobs in the last 5 years. And they also have been developing a lot of time to training. A good number of them make sure that, unfortunately, the poor English that many of our university students have when they graduate is addressed. They give them a lot of training in improving their English. So this is one way that we can address the problem of unemployment. And the worst type of unemployment is the unemployment with the educated. because they've invested so much in education, they got to find jobs.
Right,
and
right,
this is
right.
where the PBO sector is making a significant contribution.
Okay, for this program, we also have an advocacy segment, and a lot of the people I talk to are part of companies that have an expanding CSR program. Is this going to be a major factor as well in the finalists that you've chosen?
Definitely. That's one
Definitely.
main criterion. What are they doing? Well, but first of all, we emphasize that CSR begins at home. You have to treat your workers and your customers well. You know, there may be CSR programs that are worried about the Mangyans and the Igorots, but you take a look at the company, they're selling milk with melamine, or they are abusing their workers. So first, start with your intimate stakeholders, and then go out once you have completed that.
It must have been a tedious process in choosing the finalists.
Oh, very much. In fact, we had the help of a consultancy firm to really process all of the information.
KPMG.
KPMG, yes, exactly, yes. And they were definitely very efficient in making sure that all the data are put together in a comparative way, so that we can really say this company is better than another, or this executive is better than another.
Okay, can you give us a sample of some of the finalists? These finalists I have are already going to be receiving awards. We have 10 finalists here. Some of them are Northgate Arinso Top Employer Organization finalists, Aegis Limited, PLDT Alpha Enterprise Global Filipino Executive of the Year finalists. Oh, okay. These are categories I have. These are 10 categories, and the winners are just going to be announced on the event
night,
itself.
yes.
When is this going to happen again, sir?
This coming Thursday night at the Manila Marriott Hotel.
And you're inviting everyone to
Everyone's
attend the event?
attended. We expect to fill the capacity of the grand ballroom there, so tickets are selling fast. We'll be out, I'm told, in the next out of seats in the next day or so.
So they better hurry.
Better hurry.
Dr. Bernardo Villegas, UNAP Senior VP and Asia CEO Awards Organizer, Mr. Richard Mills. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Have you ever been falsely